brothers and sisters of light and dark, welcome to my page. My page is the common sense. I try to keep it down, nigga, get it under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very, very, very important and not important. The liberals, libertarians, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like AWAS, people like DMT. Listeners' discretion is advised. Listeners' discretion is advised. Please understand my videos are not for the masses of asses. If you're a sensitive type, please do not watch my videos. If you're a person who don't like research, please do not watch my videos. It's that simple. It's not really hard. If I talk about something and you disagree with it, ask a question. Smart motherfuckers always ask the best questions. I don't mind if you roast me, okay, because that's what I like. I like negative energy. I feed off of that shit. That makes my day. And of course, I had some guys who would like to make fun of me, and that made my day, but I also made fun of them too as well. You don't want an old head making fun of you. You already know that, okay? I'm an old geezer, okay? And I don't know what I'm talking about, okay? So if you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast fish, you put it down below. This video is going to be pertaining to the 10 top things that you need. I ain't going to list the number. I'm just going to need the top of off my head. The main things that you're going to need before you travel abroad. I encourage a lot of guys to travel over abroad because you don't want to be fucking with these broads. Okay, you want to travel over abroad because you don't want to fuck with these broads in these developed countries. The first rule of thumb I just want to get to is that always do the research a little bit, at least about 25% about the country that you're going to. This is very important. If you don't do research on a place that you're going, you might end up committing sepsis. You may commit suicide. You don't know nothing about the area. That means you're going to have to do some research on trying to get Google Earth. I do Google Earth. I take videos, and I also look at the area. I do some research on Google Earth. Okay, look at the pinpoint locations where you're going to land at. Dissect where these hotels could be at. Walking distance. If something happens, it's very important to think about a plan B and a plan C. So the first thing is to do some research. The second is to get maps. Okay, make some printouts, a backup. Put them in plastic bags. If they somehow fall in the water or something like that, think about backup. Okay, think about backup. This is the thing that what if this happens? Buy an international phone. That's number 3. Buy an international phone. I have one, and you can bring your own phone. Also, you might want to bring a third phone just in case. Another phone that you may not be using that can be activated. Make sure you have some insurance on that phone, okay? Bug repellent, okay? You know you can't carry liquids on the plane, so you're gonna need a very efficient bug repellent. You gotta try it out, okay? Also, mosquito air conditioned repellent, okay? I lost count, and so basically, if you got a mosquito and air conditioned, you automatically almost halfway done, okay? Please understand that I've done all this in the past, and I encourage men to basically try your best to do the research in the country, because there's people who die, guys who die over there, running their mouth. Don't go over there looking like you got a lot of chains and a lot of money. Only foolish beta males do shit like that. Don't be calm, be collected. Okay? Let me see, what else is there to think about? Well, if she don't show up at the airport, or if you don't have a translator, try to buy a translator, okay? You don't really need to know their language, because I was thinking about the same thing. You don't even need to get the forced vaccine or medication. You don't even need to do that shit. I think that's too strenuous. I think that's too forceful, because you can use holistic approaches. You can use natural approaches when you go over there for anything, okay? What else is there at the top of my head? I'll bring some entertainment. So when you go over there, like me, I bring a volleyball net. They got a basketball court over in Ethiopia. I was playing basketball over there. They didn't even know nothing about no volleyball. I introduced them to volleyball. They always play soccer ball over there. So you should bring something to spend your time. I bring my board game and shit. Bring your game system if you need to. Please understand, you can bring a small TV, but some countries, if they don't know any better, they'll take your TV and confiscate it and consider it a VAT tax. They'll tax your TV, so be careful. That happened to me in Ethiopia. I was very upset, and I didn't mean to curse the President Melez, and he died and shit, and I didn't want that to happen. People don't believe in magic, so just don't fuck with me. That's why I keep telling people, don't fuck with the Jesus types. All right, now, next thing is like, what else is there? When I went to Ethiopia, I made sure I had my TVs, my gaming, my mapping and stuff, just in case she didn't show up. Always have a plan B. If you go into the country just to sightsee and shit, to me, that's kind of boring. Because you can sightsee easily on the motherfucking YouTube or some shit. You could watch other people and shit, sightsee. But if you're going over some booty, don't be a motherfucking jackass or a whoremonger. Don't be a whoremonger, right? And then next thing you know, you catch a disease and shit. You're a dumbass. A lot of guys tend to simp and they do that bullshit. And I'm like, that's very terrible to go over there. You get the girl popped up, and next thing you know, you ain't gonna stay with the girl, okay? So don't go over there for that purpose. Don't go over to get your dick tingled when you can basically do a services for women. I told you, I'm the real alpha on the internet. Nobody listens to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. So other than that, when you go over there, what else is there to say? Maps, phones, mosquito repellent. Okay, get the best ones. Go look. Always look on the charts and list to see which one's the top 5 or some shit. And you get the best one. You out there, they have mosquito nets in hotels and shit. Because I was in Addis Ababa, resort, Raza resort. I was in all those hotels, looking at bodies naked. I don't fuck use vagina. Remember that? Alphas don't fuck use vagina. You don't want to be a simp. Now, what else is there? What else? I don't know what else to say here. But those are the top things that's on the top of my head. There's more things. Oh yeah, before you leave the country, very fucking important. Make sure your debit card, you have 2 of them at least, or a credit card as a backup. Make sure, I repeat, make sure you have 2 of those things. You could get 2 of those. You could get 2 debit cards. One get lost or something shit like that. Make sure it's activated. Go to your bank and activate your debit card so you would know. Also, do the research on where the U.S. Embassy is at closest to where you're going to land. You're going to need to know this because if you live there, so you have a little problem, you can't just walk up in there because of this COVID epidemic and shit. You know how the fucking imperialists want people to be scared and they want to eliminate most of you. The lizard people want to eat you and shit, so they don't want you traveling all over the place. That's their psychology and shit. But of course, I love the lizard people and everything else in this world because that's what this world is about. It's about chaos and destruction and everything else. And of course, it's about misery and happiness and different experiences. But what else is there to say? Make sure your card is activated, because if you go over there and they found out you're using transaction, it ain't gonna work. What else is there? That's very important. Make sure you bring the significant other that you're gonna visit, a gift or something like that. You know, take her out. Don't be loud. Don't be loud and angry. You'll get caught up. Most people who are foreigners, they don't know how to fight like Americans. So don't try not to get in no fights. Give them some warnings or some shit. I remember going over there and I was trying to play volleyball and I set up a net and everything. And for some motherfucking reason, I had a little bit of people who are like the bully and shit. And I walked around the city, they would laugh and some shit like that. I don't know. And I would laugh back. But sometimes it's best not to do those things. What else is there? I can't think of nothing right now. If you want to know my travels for Ethiopia, check out Marthius Knowledge. The first one is down below. I lived in Ethiopia for 2 years with my wives. I tried to get 2 women out here, the 2 sisters and shit. You know, that's not incest. A lot of you guys don't know what shit is. So incest is when sisters and brothers are sleeping with one another. Okay, all right. So when I don't do incest. If you messing with 4 sisters, you're not doing incest. But other than that, what else is there? I don't know what else to say. Okay. Let me see. So far, it's a nice day today. It was raining. My car got a little washed. I was supposed to wax my car today. What I want to say about traveling? I know a lot of guys that I know and I'm talking to now who's traveling. I inspired him. Okay, I even know this guy who's from Ethiopia. I inspired him to go to Ethiopia. I'm going to Gambia. Anybody who want to go to Gambia with me, get in touch with me. Okay, you can help me out with a little bit of funds. And if you're rich or some shit, you can help me out. But other than that, my service is usually off this YouTube and this motherfucking Facebook. I'm not really a fan of this shit because they control your viewership, they control your subscriptions. Even in Twitch, they control your viewership. You gotta pay for that type of shit. They block off your certain part of viewers, and they block off a certain portion of your subscribers. Okay. But other than that, what else is there? That's all I really wanted to say. Those main things. I can make a part 2 about this. But those are the things I went prepared to make sure if I lose something, I basically have a backup. Oh yeah, make a photocopy of all things that you have so you can verify who you are. If you've got a photocopy on Google Maps, Google Earth, okay, make sure you have the landscape laid out. If you're at the airport, nobody shows up, there will always be someone who knows English there. So you ain't got to worry about that. You can go to any country to get a 3-month visa, but I do not recommend that. I'd rather you just buy the whole thing straight out and you can go back and forth there for 5 years. Make sure your passport is updated. Make sure your passport is updated. All right? Other than that, that's all I really wanted to say, guys. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. Be safe, you guys. 2021 will be the year where guys are just going to change from beta to alphas. Not beta alphas, not in between. We're talking about alphas. Y'all no longer going to sleep when you use vaginas. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm going to call you a simp as soon as you tell me you didn't check the background of a female. You don't check the background of a female, you're a simp, and then you're still in that beta mode. You're just in your emotions. You don't have enough knowledge to even find the virgin. Sorry, motherfucker. You don't even charge bitches. You just charge. You actually paying women for your service and validation. I don't do shit like that. That shit's lost and gone when I was like 21. So I want you guys to wake the fuck up. Other than that, that's all I really wanted to say, guys. Peace.